It's time for Friday AI, everybody, and I'm going to start this episode a little bit differently. I have a tip. I find that when I have to start a project or just flesh out an idea, I like to talk about it. I can talk faster than I can type, and there's a lot of times where it's like, I just don't want to type all of this information. The ChatGPT app on your phone, on your computer, you hit the little microphone. I'm not talking about the conversational mode. I'm talking about dictation, and you can just talk at it, and it turns out there's a 10-minute limit because I've hit it. But I just wind up talking and speaking, and it doesn't matter if you're forming complete sentences. I just barf all the information at it, turn off the microphone, hit send, and then it starts to flesh out exactly what it is I want to start doing. And then, of course, I can work with ChatGPT to refine all of that. It's fantastic, and it's something I only started doing this week, and so I wanted to share.
I love it.
This and more. We'll talk about this and more on Business Brain, episode 697 for Casual Friday AI, October 31st. What is it today? That's right. It's National Knock Knock Joke Day 2025.
Knock knock for Halloween, maybe.
Knock knock for what? It's true. Greetings, folks, and welcome to Business Brain, the show where we take a few things, ideas, tips maybe, thoughts, questions, we share them, we chew on them, we dissect them, we use them to help tune our business brains each and every time we get together. Our sponsor this week is masterclass.com/businessbrain. That's where you can go because you're a Business Brain listener to get 15% off any annual membership. We'll talk more in depth about that in a little bit. For now, here in Durham, New Hampshire, I'm Dave Hamilton.
And I'm Shannon Jean, wrapping up my last few hours of my week up at our place in Tahoe and
nice.
Getting ready to head home to the Bay Area.
Yep.
Yeah, good to be here, man. I love Friday Eye.
I love Friday Eye.
Yep. I always learn a lot. I love that voice. I think everything is going to voice. It's much more efficient for quick things like you're talking about.
Yeah, and just the brain dump kind of stuff.
Yep.
Because if I type it, I am naturally going to be forming sentences and impeding the keyboard is an awful interface between the brain and the computer. I get that it's our primary one, at least right now, but it has been for decades. And don't get me wrong, it's better than punch cards or whatever, but it's limiting, right? Because we're limited to what our fingers can do and how well we can formulate our thoughts into like words that we're typing and all of that. And just being able to just barf thoughts without any worries about punctuation or it'll understand it.
Yeah.
That's great.
I uploaded, like last night I used ChatGPT to help me troubleshoot a problem with the washing machine up here. And I kept uploading videos. I would say, "What's this noise?" And it was like, "Nang, nang, nang, nang," whatever. And it would say, "Oh, your pump has an air blockage in it." And I'm like, "Bro, awesome." So it's like, here's how to fix it. And it's like, here's how it's so good at that. And then it goes, "Do you want me to create photos and show you step by step?" I'm like, "Yes." And it would show me step by step. I'm like, "Where are the photos?"
Yeah, ain't no photos.
It just misses stuff like that. But
it does.
And then it's like, "Okay, you got that fixed." And I go, "Okay, yeah, but I'm still having this." And it's like, "Take another video." And I just video it, I upload it, and it dissects it, gives me some information. So after a while, I mean, it probably took me 40 minutes to and the nice thing is on the screen, there was like error messages coming up on this Samsung washer that we have. Yeah. And it was like, "Oh, that's 5C. And this is what this means." So the fact that it can, and I'm going around and I'm showing it the control panel and I go right up to the model number sticker. So I'm not typing like, "Oh, it's a Samsung model, this, that, and the other." I'm just taking video and dumping it into ChatGPT. And man, it's amazing. It's magic.
It's amazing. Yeah.
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 I love it. I think it's really good. And I like that feedback thing, because you're right, typing it out. And I get frustrated, especially if I'm on my phone, It's like, I have so much in my head, I don't want to type it all out.
Yeah, I can't. And I can't be efficient. My problem is what drove me to this was I was losing the thought while I was typing
that's
it.
interesting.
Because I was getting distracted by the process of typing. And I'm a pretty fast typist. Like, I think I'm at about 120 words a minute these days. But still, it doesn't matter. And it was like, I'm going to barf at this thing now. And then it was like, oh my gosh, this is how things are going to start. If I ever share one of those chats with somebody though, and you see my initial, quote unquote prompt, which is just this like almost,
blurb. Yeah,
it's just a blurb. There's no periods. It sometimes will put a period or a comma in, but it doesn't need them.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I wonder if, we always are focused on prompts right now and how to get it to tweak. And I just wonder as it gets better with Grok or, ChatGPT, whoever you're using, is it going to matter as much? Is that real, like natural language going to take over for some of this prompt requirements?
Well, and not even language. I mean, you're talking about like what we're talking about now is what's commonly called prompt engineering, right?
Yeah.
But we're not talking about engineering a text prompt here. I talked about using an audio prompt. You're talking about using a video prompt, and your video prompt, engineering-wise, is much more efficient than you trying to type out, like, okay, in the back right corner, if I'm looking at it from the front, like, how long would it take you to describe that with terms that you don't know?
Correct.
You're not an expert in this.
And you can narrate the video. Like, okay, you told me there's this, because they kept telling me to pull this one tube, and I'm finally, that's what got me.
Dude, there's no tube.
There is no tube here. And then it was like, oh, okay, yeah, you have this. And then I showed it the model, and I finally gave it a whole overall. Yeah. And this kind of aha moment hit me going, why haven't I been doing this more and more?
That's brilliant.
And so then it's like, oh, now I know. You can't reach that impeller because that model, it's in the back and this and that. And so do this instead. And it's just, learning to adapt to the machine, right? And the system.
Yeah, the interface still sucks.
Yes.
Like it would be better if it could just know what's in your brain. But it can't, and that's probably a good thing.
Not yet.
Right, not yet. Yeah. So in that, it's just finding the right interface for the right moment. And
that's cool.
I mean, what you just described is.
I have a couple more interface comments and tips that I'd like to share, and happy to do that as we keep rolling with Friday Eye.
Friday Eye, I love it. I do have. You know what? Let's. Do you want to do one more of your interface things? Okay.
Yeah, I will tell you right now. You hopefully got the 1 year free subscription to Perplexity, which we posted in our thing, and I started using the Comet browser, and I'm at a loss for words, which is unusual. It's so good. It's so much better. Having the AI built into that browser. I can just ask questions about no matter where I'm at on the web. If I'm in, I deal with a lot of auction stuff. Yeah. So I could go to govdeals.com, which I love, which is a bunch of government auctions. And I could say, hey, Comet, go find me some interesting auctions.
Sure.
It's like, here you go. And it's like, wait. And then, or I'll say, I'm interested in this item that's being auctioned off. Go get the market price for these, find it. Okay. It's like
I do have a question for you.
Yeah,
because I know all of your history is with most of your history is with ChatGPT. Have you tried the Atlas browser, which is
so
ChatGPT's
I just did that.
Version?
That came out. Yeah, so I find that it's not quite. I don't like the layout as much, but I haven't had a ton of time with Atlas because I just downloaded a couple days ago.
Yeah,
but Comet just opens up this little side panel console, if you will.
I think I get that with Atlas. I was getting a side panel.
Okay. Yeah. I just have to go set it up. But I just think that it's really eye-opening for me, and I would highly recommend you grab both. I think you should play around with them and
for sure.
Be able to query, because I use a thing called Easy Data Scraper, which is just an unbelievable Chrome extension that is life-changing, where if I'm on a site and I want a bunch of data about it, I just hit a button and it scrapes it all and dumps it in a spreadsheet for me, instantly. And it's amazing. It's one of the keys to the kingdom. It's got over 1 million downloads on the Chrome extension. It's a Chrome extension.
Is it this one, the Easy Web Data Scraper?
Maybe it's Instant. Hold on.
I saw the Instant one too.
It's Instant Data Scraper. I'm sorry.
Okay,
that one may be fine. I use the wrong word. So Instant Data Scraper.
That's fine.
But for example, in my community, we this weekend we hit 10,000 messages sent.
Okay.
in the community. It's
Sure.
like, that's awesome. But you know what? They haven't brought AI into it yet, but they're going to.
Oh,
So
yeah, right.
I'm on the, I want to know what's the kind of overall, what's the most common question that's being asked? Seems basic. It's perfect for AI to tell you. Well, with Comet, I'm up in my community and I just say, hey, what's the, or this instant data scraper, I say, go scrape all, and it'll reload the page. It'll keep loading the pages and it'll give it to you in a spreadsheet. And then I can dump that spreadsheet into an AI. Now, maybe Comet could do this for me. I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah,
That's why I
Comet
said
might just be able to
skip
skip the
that
process. Yeah.
But it's amazing. I love it. I highly recommend you start using these. And I'm sure Chrome, I haven't taken advantage of Gemini built into it or whatever. And I'm sure this is old news for some people, but not for me. And I'm excited to share it.
Everything is new news or old news, depending on whether you knew it before the episode started. Yeah. That's why we share these things. Yeah,
that's right.
It's not, when I share that you can speak your text into the thing. I've known about that actually for months. But it just never dawned on me why I would want to do that, right? And then it was like, oh, wait a minute. This is, like you said, keys to the kingdom. I love it.
That's great.
Speaking of keys to the kingdom, the next thing I want to do is talk about our sponsor. And here's the thing. We know as entrepreneurs that we're always learning, right? Not just from our mistakes, although that certainly is a good way. But sometimes it's great to learn from the best to become your best. And that's exactly what both Shannon and I get from our sponsor, MasterClass. I've been loving Wayne Gretzky's class on the athlete's mindset because whether you're on the ice or in the office, greatness is all about anticipation and follow through. And then I jumped into Martha Stewart's Think Like a Boss, Live Like a Legend. And now I can approach my to-do list with the same authority that Martha brings maybe to a Thanksgiving centerpiece. And Rich Paul's Deal Maker's mindset, that one should come with a cape, man. It makes negotiation feel like a superpower because it is. With over 200 classes across 13 categories, you can fit learning into your schedule, whether it's during your morning routine or between client calls. And with plans starting at just $10 a month, it's an easy way to upgrade your thinking and live your own charmed life. So if you're ready to build your skills, boost your mindset, and maybe become slightly even more legendary than Martha, join me by using MasterClass. Right now, our listeners get an additional 15% off any annual membership at masterclass.com/businessbrain. That's 15% off at masterclass.com/businessbrain, masterclass.com/businessbrain. Plus, every new membership comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk. Check it out. Our thanks to MasterClass for sponsoring this episode. Shannon, I've got another AI tip to share.
Do it.
And this is one that ChatGPT has gotten so much better at in the last couple of months. I'm constantly wanting to find the right contact at any given company, who they are, and then also perhaps their email address or maybe their phone number, but email's generally better for these kinds of things that I like to do. It could be to pitch like sales to, or even just to let them know, like we mentioned your thing in the show. Like I just like to tell people that we do that. The law of reciprocity, right? We did something for you. We want you to know, right? All that stuff. And I've used all kinds of things. I've used Seamless AI, which is a pretty good system for finding those contacts. But I have found in the last 6 weeks that ChatGPT, just telling it like, hey, we mentioned Seamless.ai in the podcast. Who is the right person there to tell this to? And what is their email address most likely to be? And it will be like, all right, well, there's 3 people. There's Cindy, Tim, and Franklin. And you probably want to write to Cindy. But if that doesn't work, here's Franklin. And here, let me formulate a note for you to send to Cindy. Cool. Right? Sure. Like the whole thing just sort of cascades into it works. Like I've done it with, it's like I want to pitch this particular company because I think they should be buying ads on our podcast. And like brilliant. I have sold dollars worth of ads because I contacted the right person via ChatGPT.
That's so great. Those contacts are so important. But the one that you just said when you started out is just making connections with someone you had a conversation with, or you saw, hey, I saw you did this talk. I just want to say thanks. Because then you just there. And if they respond and say, hey, thanks, Dave, I'm glad you really enjoyed it. That's it. And then
just leave it alone.
Leave it alone. Then the next time gets a little warmer, so it works out really well. That's awesome. I want to do a quick, we talked about on the show earlier this week, we talked about motivational endurance and how to keep things. And one of the things I mentioned was my to-did list concept, which you can find in the show notes at businessbrain.show.
Sure.
And I'm wearing this Limitless. You're not watching, but if you are watching, you can see I've got this Limitless pendant that I've been using for a while. And one of the great things it's done is it creates my to-did list at the end of the day. And an example that I have is just right here. I'm like, tell me about my day. It's like, your day, of course, it's going to talk to me like I'm, a hero. Superman. Your day was a powerful demonstration of your dual roles as a mentor, a hands-on problem solver. You dedicated a significant portion of the day to teaching, leading a workshop, yada, yada. There's a bunch of this kind of stuff. And it's like, you led a MasterClass, you hosted the first bid to first sale workshop, and then it's like you created bespoke training, you recorded the detailed tutorial video for your client, Morgan, and then it's like, and even this stuff, you tackled home repairs, you conducted a thorough inspection of the rental property up in Tahoe, identifying the need for a new mattress, and so all this stuff, and I'm reading this at the end of the day, I'm just like, dude, I got a lot done today. And you know what?
That's hugely motivating.
Motivates the heck out of me, man, because I'm just like, look at all this stuff I did. And so what I find myself doing is I just talk a little bit more. And I already talk to myself more anyway.
Okay.
I've always done that. But as I'm walking through, I'm just like, oh, yeah, I got to blow the stuff off the deck. I got to do this. And I'm starting to set reminders because I want to integrate reminders from this, the Limitless.ai thing into my normal routine. It's not quite there yet, but I think we're going to get there pretty soon. So I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying it. And as a teaser, I just got the instructions set to link it to my ChatGPT literally a couple of hours ago. Over the next week or so, I'm going to tie all this stuff together. And I think having it linked to all the content and context in my ChatGPT history is going to be amazing. It's going to be a huge unlock. I think. We'll see. I'll keep everybody posted. Make sure you stick around so you can find us.
That motivating part of it, there is the to-did list. That I don't do it every day.
Sure. Either way. Yeah.
But I do. I'm now realizing that part of the reason I don't do it every day is because there's some days where I need it, and I don't want to get burned out on it. Because it is when you build that. If I get to the end of the day and I think, man, this day went to hell in a handbasket. Like I got nothing done. That when I have that thought, that's when I sit down and I create my to-did list.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, actually, you know what? I did get some things done. There are things I didn't get done, but I'm not going to focus on that. Like,
what did you do? What were the hours taken? And so it wasn't just.
Let's frame this positively so that I go into tomorrow.
That's right.
With some confidence and some motivation.
Yeah, and you should put the stuff you missed. I mean, that's part of it, right?
That's part, of course.
Yeah, I'm really hard on myself, and I'm always thinking, like, did I earn a couple of hours to relax tonight? Because if I didn't, I'm going to just not. I'm going to just have my laptop the whole time and get stuff done.
It's true. I'm the same way.
I want to stack it up going, all right, dude, you did it. Here's your pass. Here's your 2-hour pass.
You earned your pass. Yeah.
and for better or worse, that's just how my brain works.
Yeah.
So this pendant, the Limitless thing, is, I think, going to really help me
I can see that.
Each of my day in perspective. And
that is the first time, because we've talked about this now 3 times on the show.
Yep.
And that was the first time where I was like, okay, maybe I do want one of these stupid things.
Yeah.
Right? And I say stupid. It's not stupid.
No. It's just like a new thing that you're like, wow, it's going to listen to everything I say.
It's going to become e-waste eventually.
Yeah.
Speaking, we talked about e-waste in the first episode. I owned, in my studio is a Nest thermostat.
Yep.
First gen. Absolutely nothing wrong with it, but
doesn't work anymore.
As of Saturday, it's not supposed to work with their online system anymore. It still does, but
no more updates, right? Yeah.
Well, but like, no, they say that the cloud app access,
Oh.
only way you can interface with it is to touch it. And whatever schedule was in it the day it went offline is the schedule that will be with it for the rest of its life.
Wow.
And they came out with this in like April. They said that this was going to happen.
I got that too for some cameras we have. Yeah.
I figured that these are popular enough that someone would have figured out how to like use Home Assistant with it or something. And to my knowledge, no, that hasn't happened. But it's just more like there's just this stuff, like especially for me because I get a lot of review stuff.
Yeah.
But this Limitless thing seems like it has a useful shelf life.
I think so.
Useful wearable life.
Yeah. And it's and I find it's real quick. I did an experiment where because sometimes I don't like to wear it up on around my face because they say to keep it 2 feet, but I actually wore it in clipped into my pocket of my pants, and it picked up everything.
Oh.
So I didn't have to have it like if I'm wearing a T-shirt, it's it's like sometimes I don't like it dangling off the
pulling
collar,
on your shirt weirdly.
Pulls your shirt. I have a jacket, no big deal. But so it's kind of cool, and I'm going to keep sharing information about it. And
love it.
Yeah. But we want to hear from you. What are you doing so we can talk about it and take best practices from you.
Share your ideas.
Share your ideas. Feedback at businessbrain.show. Reach out, talk to us.
We don't steal anything here. We curate, Shannon.
Yeah, we curate. You're right.
That's right. We curate and share.
Yeah,
it's not like we keep this stuff for ourselves.
No,
the ideas we are most excited about are the ones that happen at the beginning of the episode. Right. We just share them immediately.
Yeah,
so
it's cool.
Thanks for hanging out. Feedback at businessbrain.show. Keep living that charmed life and have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you next week.